Hey everyone, I'm Joel on the road, and today my UNESCO World Heritage journey is at Speyer Cathedral in southwestern Germany. This is Speyer Cathedral, one of the largest Romanesque cathedrals in the entire world. And it dates from the early 11th century, and it was completed in 1061 before being expanded about 100 years later. Now, over the centuries, it's survived fires and intended destruction by French troops under the command of Napoleon, a Baroque restoration that covered it in beautiful Baroque paintings, and of course a modern restoration as well. So it's a fascinating history. Let's check it out. The cathedral here has always been a controversial building. Now, when it was constructed in the 11th century, Speyer only had around 500 inhabitants, and there was no way they needed a cathedral of this size and magnificence. So why was it built here then? Well, it actually goes to the heart of something known as the Investiture Controversy, which is a very long and complicated political affair between the kings of the Middle Ages and the Pope. Essentially, the Pope said that they weren't allowed to appoint their own bishops because he was God's only representative on earth. And so I think when Conrad II decided to build this building, he was staking a claim to be the most powerful person on earth because he could build buildings of this scale in towns of only 500 people that had no use for them.
So this is the interior of the church, and as you can see, it's fairly plain and austere. A lot of the interest and the detail comes from the alternating red and white sandstone, which looks absolutely beautiful, and it reminds me a lot of La Mezquita in Cordoba. Now, there's still some evidence of the 19th century Baroque decorations. There's frescoes and mosaics high up on the walls, but otherwise all of the other decoration has been removed. Above me, you can see one of the revolutionary building techniques that was used here in the church. You can see that every second archway has a much larger reinforcement and that it's holding up higher arches. So there's one overall arch, two lower arches inside it, and then two arches below that. That was crazy back then. It just looks so grand and beautiful in here. It's difficult to imagine it as anything other than an incredible building. But this was used as a stable for military horses during a war. It was used as a military hospital as well in the 18th century, though this was of course after the devastating fire in the 1680s that ruined large parts of the building.
So I've really enjoyed today checking out Speyer Cathedral. I really love the Romanesque architecture. It's just so different. You know, you think of classical churches and they're always Gothic, but Romanesque is earlier and I think a little bit more interesting as well. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Joel on the road, and I'll see you at the next World Heritage site.